Imagine a South American country with an area of about 215,000 square kilometers and a population of just 830,000. Most of its land is covered by the Amazon rainforest. For decades, this country was one of the poorest in South America, surrounded by the Amazon rainforest, a muddy, impassable wilderness. But in 2026, the people of this small nation are on the verge of triggering the greatest economic upheaval in human history. Welcome to the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. In less than 7 years, the country's GDP has surged by an astonishing 600%, rewriting the rules of macroeconomic growth. Per capita GDP surged from approximately $6,000 in the 2010s to the level of a high-income country, around $30,000 by 2024. In the blink of an eye, it surpassed many economic powerhouses, transforming mere mud into unshakable gold. The cause lies in the discovery of vast undersea resources. More than 11 billion barrels of deep-sea oil were discovered off the Atlantic coast, approximately 200 kilometers offshore from the capital, Georgetown. This area is known as the Stabroek oil field. Today, it is completely controlled by the world superpowers led by the United States. To prevent the capital from being swallowed by rising tides, the government is now using this endless stream of petrodollars as a weapon to push forward with the construction of Silica City. It is a heavily fortified cyber oasis carved directly out of the untouched jungle. However, as trillions of dollars pour into this country, which has a population roughly the size of San Francisco's, its deepest taboos have flared up with renewed intensity. From an internal political Cold War rooted in racial issues, one that threatens to tear the nation apart, to the terrifying escalation of military tensions as the dictatorial regime in neighboring Venezuela moves tanks toward the border, Guyana has become the ultimate geopolitical powder keg. This is the inside story of the world's fastest-growing architectural empire as it races against time to survive and avoid being swallowed by its own wealth. The massive economic anomaly transforming Guyana does not originate on its land, but far beyond the sovereign borders, hidden inside the dark abyss 120 kilometers offshore. This is the Stabroek Block, a massive underwater oil field spanning over 26,000 square kilometers. In this hostile deep-sea frontier where the coast completely vanishes beyond the horizon, American oil titan ExxonMobil hit a historic jackpot. Discovering an estimated 11 billion barrels of high-quality crude oil, they triggered a macroeconomic explosion. To contextualize the sheer volume, Guyana now holds more oil reserves per capita than Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, or the United Arab Emirates. But as trillions of petrodollars begin to flood the state treasury, this sudden wealth has violently awakened the nation's deepest internal taboo, a brutal, race-driven political civil war. Guyana's population is fractured cleanly in two. On one side are Indo-Guyanese citizens, descendants of indentured laborers. On the other are Afro-Guyanese citizens, descendants of enslaved Africans. For decades, these two factions have fought volatile political battles for control of the state. Now, with the current Indo-Guyanese government controlling the fountain of oil wealth, the Afro-Guyanese opposition fiercely claims they are being systemically frozen out of the country's historic fortune. The source of the 10 trillion yen petrodollar wave fueling Guyana is bound to a strict unforgiving countdown. With the global transition to net zero and the rapid rise of electric vehicles, the long-term value of crude oil faces a massive crash. The ultimate gamble is simple. Can they construct a hyper-precise AI-monitored tech oasis right inside the raw rainforest before oil becomes completely obsolete? It is a high-stakes, hyper-accelerated race against time, betting the entire survival of a nation on a massive energy market shift. To understand why Guyana is risking its entire fortune on a jungle oasis, one must look at its current capital, Georgetown. Georgetown is a geopolitical ticking clock. Built by Dutch engineers in the 18th century, the entire capital sits up to 2 meters below the high tide level of the Atlantic Ocean. Only a single crumbling concrete seawall prevents the entire metropolis from being permanently swallowed by the rising tides. With climate change accelerating, flooding has become a catastrophic annual reality. The source of the 10 trillion yen petrodollar wave fueling Guyana is bound to a strict, unforgiving countdown. With the global transition to net zero and the rapid rise of electric vehicles, the long-term value of crude oil faces a massive crash. The ultimate gamble is simple. Can they construct a hyper-precise, AI-monitored tech oasis right inside the raw rainforest before oil becomes completely obsolete? It is a high-stakes, hyper-accelerated race against time, betting the entire survival of a nation on a massive energy market shift. 40 kilometers inland, far above the rising ocean, the government has begun its multi-billion-dollar counterattack, Silica City. Carved directly out of the raw Amazonian mud, this hyper-advanced smart grid is designed to house 50,000 elite citizens. Powered by 100% renewable energy and wired with pervasive AI surveillance grids, it is human engineering operating at absolute madness. 40 kilometers inland, far above the drowning coastline, the government has begun its multi-billion-dollar counterattack, Silica City. This is not just a relocation, it is an infrastructure hack of the raw earth. To construct this smart fortress along the Soesdyke-Linden Highway, engineers are rapidly transforming thousands of hectares of land. They chose this specific plateau for its geological secret, a massive prehistoric layer of pure white silica sand. Unlike the sinking, flood-prone mud of the coast, this unyielding silica platform provides the ultimate foundation and perfect drainage to support a high-tech smart metropolis designed for over 50,000 citizens. According to official state blueprints, Silica City is engineered as a total modern smart grid. Powered 100% by massive solar arrays and smart meters, every home, street, and water utility is seamlessly interconnected. While officially marketed as an eco-friendly paradise, this hyper-advanced digital grid subtly serves as a cold instrument of control, allowing an oil-rich elite to track and manage the biometrics, water consumption, and digital footprints of its citizens in real time. The source of the 10 trillion yen petrodollar wave fueling Guyana is bound to a strict, unforgiving countdown. The ultimate gamble is simple. Can they finish this hyper-precise, technologically sovereign oasis before oil becomes completely obsolete? It is a hyper-accelerated race against time, betting the entire survival of a nation on a massive energy market shift. Carved directly out of the raw Amazonian mud, this hyper-advanced smart grid is designed to house 50,000 elite citizens. Powered by 100% renewable energy and wired with pervasive AI surveillance grids, this is an unavoidable step for Guyana, once one of the poorest nations, as it rises to prominence through oil interests and moves toward becoming an elite state. But the ultimate threat to Guyana's newly minted fortune does not lie within its volatile ethnic politics, or even its drowning coastline. It is waiting just across the western border, where a dangerous geopolitical duel between two rival leaders is reaching a tipping point. To the west lies Venezuela, devastated by economic ruin under the authoritarian regime of Nicolás Maduro. Faced with internal collapse, Maduro has weaponized a century-old border dispute, executing a legal annexation of the Essequibo region, a massive area making up 74% of Guyana's entire landmass, which holds the absolute key to its offshore oil infrastructure. Maduro is playing his own high-stakes gamble, attempting a physical takeover of the petrodollars to salvage his failing regime. Standing directly in his way is Guyana's Indo-Guyanese president, Irfaan Ali. Knowing his small nation cannot defeat Venezuela's military muscle alone, Ali has launched a brilliant diplomatic counterattack. He bypassed Maduro entirely, leveraging the international legal system and forming a strategic alliance with the United States. To protect the multi-billion-dollar investments of American oil giants like ExxonMobil, Ali successfully prompted the U.S. Southern Command to intervene, launching joint military flights over Guyana as an explicit weapon of deterrence against Maduro's forces. Intelligence reports reveal a terrifying reality. Venezuelan troops remain mobilized with Russian-made tanks directly along the border. As trillions of dollars flood this country, President Ali is racing to finish his sand-built cyber oasis under the direct shadow of Maduro's foreign invasion. The $10 billion subsea hacking, a geopolitical flashpoint that instantly transformed an impoverished nation into the world's fastest-growing economy while weaponizing the border with dictatorial paranoia and silent superpower proxy wars. Yet the true core of this hyper-fortified city rising from the mud of South America is not found in the balance sheets of multinational oil giants, nor the corporate high-rises. It belongs entirely to the ordinary citizens of Guyana, the descendants of plantation laborers who survived centuries of struggle, now facing a sudden, dizzying tidal wave of historic wealth. Trapped between volatile ethnic divisions at home and the chilling threat of invasion from across the border, the ultimate test for this nation is not engineering, but human equality. Will this massive wealth fund true education and medicine for every child, or will it sink back into the catastrophic pit of the resource curse? The people are now writing the final script of their own survival. The massive tech grids carved into this untouched rainforest are engineered to protect a civilization as it shapes the global energy frontier. Next time you look at the map of the South American jungle, remember the absolute madness that built it, and the grand transition from a hollow resource mirage to the raw physical choice of a nation, quietly reshaping the world below. Thank you for watching. We will see you at the next global frontier.